Good evening, everybody. I hope you can hear me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see 10 of us have joined. Thank you very much for joining. I'm so excited to have you on. Good to have you on. Okay, so please share where you're joining from. Pastor, good evening. So good to see you online. I'm excited to have you online. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Everyone online, please share where you're joining from while we wait for others to join. Oh, good. Thank you, Pastor. While waiting for others to join, please share where you are joining from. Give people a few more minutes to join before we start. I'll be sharing some slides, and I sure hope we'll have an exciting time together. Good evening, Mr. Olayemi. Oh, is it Pastor? Sorry. Pastor Gloria, good to see you. Thank you for joining early. I'm excited to see you all here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome. Christine, all the way from Uganda. Good to see you. Apart from you didn't see me when you came to London, I've not forgiven you. Pastor Goda from Rochester, Kent. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wait a few more minutes and then I'll start sharing my slides. Good evening, ma'am, Mrs. Ogundikpe. Oh, you are always joining. I always appreciate your presence. The Lord bless you. You're welcome in Jesus' name. You're welcome. Welcome, everybody. Okay, in 2 minutes, I will start sharing my slides. I hope we all have writing material, something to drink, you know what I shared in the group, so we can take notes. Rita, I see you. Welcome all the way from Ijebu-Ode. Good to see you. How are you? Okay, there's Generola online. Good evening. Nice to have you online. The Lord bless you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for taking time out this evening to join me on this webinar. Yes, from all the way from Akure, Akure City. Welcome. It's good to have you online. It's, you know, what this Zoom has done for us, what online has done for us, is not a small thing, that people from all over the world can be online and learn together, you know, and just communicate. It's such an awesome thing. YouTube, Zoom, Google Meet, everything, such a blessing. It's such a blessing. So thank you. Okay. Christina, for giving you. You said it's heart health. It's okay. It's all right. It's all good. Okay, we'll be starting in a minute. Let me start preparing to share my slides. Okay, my screen will start showing. There's a bit of a lag when it's coming from Zoom to YouTube. There's a bit of a lag. Please tell everybody that we have started. Hi, sis, Mrs. Ibitayo. Nice to see you, my sisterly. Amasi, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. And I think we're going to start now. It's Friday night, so we'll give people a chance to ask questions after. Hi, Bilade Jobi. Welcome, welcome. Yes, from Akure. Okay. Wahid Idris from Ibute Meta. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. The slides are showing now. The slides are showing now. So we're on slide 1. So I'm going to start now. So the topic is actually 7 foods that naturally lower cholesterol levels. And I've ensured that we're actually focusing on evidence-based or science-based foods. I tend to go for evidence-based material. And most of the things that I'm talking about are things that I consume regularly. So, because I see food as medicine. So, and what we're trying to do is we want to lower high levels of bad cholesterol. So I'm going to the next slide. So what are our learning objectives today? Our learning objectives will be, I'll be sharing with us a couple of foods that have been scientifically proven to actually lower cholesterol naturally. And like I said before, we want to lower bad cholesterol because we've got the good cholesterol, well, that's a term, the HDL. Then we've got the bad cholesterol, which is the LDL. And there are also small groups under them. So under LDL, which is supposed to be the bad one, which we want to really lower, you have the tiny ones. It depends on their sizes. So the size also determines how harmful they are. But this is not about going into too much theory. So we are looking at lowering the bad cholesterol, which is the LDL. So we want to know, how to consume them, want to know how to use them consistently, want to know how they work. And I strongly believe that when we understand this, we'll be able to build our daily diet around them, so that we can proactively, not as a one-off thing. If we want to see consistent results, we must practice this. It must be a lifestyle. Okay, so I first told us that the cholesterol is not evil. So let me continue. So I'm introducing myself. I'm a retired pharmacist of over 42 years of experience, and I've always worked in community pharmacy. The only time I worked in hospital was when I was doing my internship, and I was actually a graduate student doing my master's in the Faculty of Pharmacy in Ife then. So I used to do 1 or 2 days in the health center. I think those are times that was the only time I really worked in hospital. I've always loved community. So I've worked both in Nigeria and United Kingdom, where I'm based now. I'm now a health and wellness coach and consultant, and I'm certified as a nutritionist. I'm a nutritional therapist. I'm a detox specialist. I'm an advanced weight loss consultant. I have a diploma in diabetes health and a diploma in menopause health. And I help adults with long-term illnesses like high blood pressure, diabetes 2, fibroids, prostate health, etc., to treat and reverse them. Because I strongly believe that the way our body is built is that when you give it the right thing, our bodies were built to heal. When we give our bodies what our bodies need, they will heal. But it doesn't heal overnight. And therein is the problem that a lot of us have. We expect it to happen overnight. When you have things that happen in the body, they didn't happen overnight. When I had high cholesterol levels, it didn't happen overnight. It was my diet was playing a key role. And when I did some work on that, the levels became, they became normal. Okay, so what's the anchor idea? So to lower bad cholesterol levels naturally, you can see that I've mentioned bad cholesterol because cholesterol, like I said, is not evil. Cholesterol is needed. Most of the hormones, or all the hormones that are produced in our bodies that keep us alive, they need cholesterol as a base to produce them. Okay, our brain cells need cholesterol. So that's why when people who have high cholesterol levels are taking tablets like statins, which I give out a lot in community pharmacy, one of the side effects is that because the liver is cutting down the amount of cholesterol, we are not getting enough cholesterol in the brain and can cause memory loss. That is one of the side effects of statins. That's just one of the many. So cholesterol is not evil, but we want to deal with the bad ones that can lead to complications. So in this class, I'll focus only on diet pillar because there are about 7 evidence-based pillars. When I'm running a program, on lowering your cholesterol levels naturally, I'm using 7 pillars because diet is a major one, but it's not enough. You have to deal with the root problems. So today I'm just focusing on healthy foods naturally lower cholesterol levels. So by the time we are done with this 1.5 hour webinar, if it's up to that, you should know 7 or more foods you can eat regularly. I hope you heard that, regularly. You can't eat them once a week and expect to see results. I'm going to talk about how they work and how to consume them. Okay? I hope you can see the slides. All right, so I'm on the next slide now, which will soon show there. I also want to add that evidence suggests that combining several cholesterol-lowering food components is what is going to give you a substantial result. So it's not just one food that will do it. you need a combination of different foods together each time to get the results. And this is from research. It's saying that you get greater effect from eating a combination of cholesterol-lowering foods than just consuming one. So some of us that want to focus on one, you're not going to get results that way. So there's something called a portfolio diet. And when you are running a portfolio dietary plan, it reduces, science has shown, as research has shown, that it reduces your LDL cholesterol by approximately 17% when you compare that with just eating one food that lowers cholesterol. So it's a combination of these foods that actually gives you results. So, and I'll be talking more about the portfolio diet during the 21-day program that involves the 7 pillars. So I'm focusing on that. So what I'm saying is that one food is not enough to lower your cholesterol. It's a combination, so that each meal you want to combine, or each day you want to combine different meals, and especially food meals that are high, foods that are high in fiber. So not every food that I'm sharing has equally strong clinical evidence for directly lowering LDL cholesterol. Different foods, some foods are more impactful than the other. They don't have equal levels of lowering. That's why it's important that we combine the different foods. So for example, you've got oats, you've got nuts, you've got legumes, you've got plant sterols, you've got viscous fiber and soya products. These ones in particular have been strongly found to lower cholesterol. When you compare it to fruits, things like guava, or peas. Guava and peas, they will lower your cholesterol, but they don't be the same in the same percentage as the ones I've mentioned. And those ones I mentioned are what make up the portfolio diet. Okay? So they're actually contributors to a cholesterol-friendly dietary pattern. I hope you understand what I'm saying, that you need to eat the core foods to get the results that you desire on a consistent basis. So this is the portfolio concept. The portfolio diet combines these exact components that I've mentioned into one eating pattern. Clinical trials demonstrate that combining soluble fiber plus plant sterols plus soya foods, and I always recommend fermented soya products because it seems to be the safest. When I consume soya, I only consume fermented soya products. I do not consume just soya oil or soya milk. No, I flee from it. If it's not fermented, I will not have it. And then because they can be genetically modified, I only buy the ones that are GM-free, that are not made from GM and are organic. So when it comes to organic soya products, we have to be very, very careful. Then you've got your nuts. And this combination yields a cumulative LDL reduction of 28% to 30%. So you can see how important this portfolio diet is. So a clinical efficacy comparable to this is that when you do this, you're going to get a very good lowering of the bad LDL. So we want to lower the bad LDL and want to increase a good HDL. So I'll be diving more into this portfolio diet and other pillars during the 21-day program. So let's move on. So let's look at oats and barley. Oats, a lot of us know about oats, okay? I love oats too. But before I go to that, how does oats do this? They contain what you call beta-glucan, a soluble fiber. Soluble fibers are divided into two, soluble and non-soluble. It is the foods that are high in soluble that will actually help you lower your cholesterol levels. Okay? So soluble fibers are the fibers that form a gel in the gut. It's this gel that is produced that reduces the absorption of cholesterol back into your system and help you to excrete it via your bile, and the liver. I want to also say that oats, when you want to buy the oats, make sure that I'd encourage you buy the jumbo oats. I'd encourage that you don't buy the ones that they've mixed, that are already in containers, that they've added things to. No, buy just unflavored, pure raw oats. If you can get the jumbo one, fine. Okay. I tend to buy the jumbo one, and then I can sort of blend it down a little bit. Because when it's too powdered too, it's, I use it for solo, but I don't let it be too powdered. So you want to aim for about 3 grams of beta glucan. That is what is recommended. But once you are eating it, if you are eating it, consuming enough, you get the 3 grams of beta glucan daily. And there are also supplements available that contain beta glucan. So oats, how do you use it? You can soak it overnight. I do that, but I've not done that in a long time. Soak it overnight with water or with milk. I also want to add that I will encourage as many people as possible, because we are adults. If the milk you want to soak it in is dairy and it is not organic, I'd say don't use milk to soak overnight. Use more of plant-based milk, because milk that are not organic are already high in steroids, and a lot of women already have hormonal issues. Okay, so that is why you need to be very, very careful about the dairy you're consuming, because they're not from cows that eat grass. If it's not from organic milk, that most likely means they are going to contain antibiotics and steroids, which you will be consuming, which would be a part which you'll be consuming into your body. Okay, so I'd encourage you to use plant-based milks like coconut milk, tiger nut milk, almond milk. And I want to say also that make those milk yourself, and make sure that they are milk that you haven't flavored, you haven't added sugar to. And even if you haven't added sugar to it, let it be just plain. So, because if you go to the shop now and you say you want to buy almond milk, because they do sell almond milk in the supermarkets, but I want you, the next time you go to the supermarket, pick up a carton of almond milk or coconut milk and read the ingredients. Almond milk must contain 100% almond, but most packaged almond will contain 12%. So the rest of the things inside the almond, in the almond milk, is crap. So it's a waste of your money, and you're not getting the nutrients that you require. So you soak overnight with water. I make my own coconut milk myself. I'm not a fan of almond milk. I don't really like almond milk. But I do eat almonds, but a fan of almond milk, I'm not. But I like tiger nut milk and coconut milk. So I make my own. All I need to do is cut into little pieces, soak for a little time, blend it and sieve it, and you've got 100% coconut milk. You're not likely to get 100% coconut milk from the shop, just as you will not get 100% coconut milk in the shops either. And they're easy to do. Just soak and blend and sieve, and do it overnight. You can soak it with some people soak with chia seeds and all that. That makes it even more powerful. Okay, so you can have a large bowl of oats made with 6 to 8 grams of oats. You know the amount you want to take anyway. You can add lots of berries. You can add banana. I'll advise I use plant-based milk, like I said before. And when I have oats as a meal, I will use this. I'll add berries. I'll add a banana, not more than one, because I'm watching sugar levels. You can add some seeds and everything. I'd add things like hemp seed, chia seeds, and flax seeds. So make it very rich, so that with the more fiber you contain, the more it will mop up the bad cholesterol. Please choose minimally sweetened oats rather than sugary instant sachets. You can also consume aswallow. I love aswallow, and imagine pouring so much okra on it and having some nice oily fish with it. You see, the oily fish will help with your cholesterol levels, will help with your heart. The okra is also rich in soluble fiber that also lower your cholesterol. So that is a triple whammy when you combine that type of thing. So you made swallow with it, you've added okra to it, you added stew that has something like mackerel in it. That is a very triple healthy meal. And I've added barley. I say if barley is available, you can use it. It may not be so available all over the place, but in UK it's available. You can add it into your soups or stews, or to your salads. Okay, so let's move on to the next food. So oats, I'm using foods that are easily available. Beans. It's not only the black-eyed beans that we have different type of beans. Okay, and I'm not talking about big beans. I mean real beans, that have nothing, no sugar added to them, no chemicals added to them. The one that you cooked at home, even the one that you cook at home safe. I know some people cook beans with sugar. Let's be guided. You don't need that because sugar raises cholesterol levels. So though today is just about teaching you food, but in the program that I run, I teach the things that will raise it also. So beans is very good. It's a class of what you call legumes. So you have different ones. You've got white-eyed beans, black-eyed beans. I'm sure Mrs. Olugbo knows that because that is her area with her ewa going and her ewa going sauce. So if you want a good plug, there she is there. Reach out to her. So it contains soluble fiber and protein. You know, beans are high in protein. These soluble fiber, as I've said before, they form a gel and they reduce LDL cholesterol, while the protein in it is a good replacement for animal protein. Why? Because animal protein consumption raises cholesterol levels. So when you're eating beans, it's not always such a good idea to load the beans again with more meat. You are defeating the purpose because animal protein raises cholesterol levels. So you're trying to, you are not trying to counter the good that you're trying to do. You're eating beans to help lower your cholesterol levels. I now load your bowl. I see some adverts and I see they put all types of meat on the sauce of the beans. That is just going to counter the good job that the beans is supposed to do, okay? Because animal protein raises cholesterol levels. If you have heart issues, you need to be reducing your consumption of animal protein. So like I've said, there are different types of beans. And I said not baked beans. Okay? How do you consume? You can use it to, I mean, there are many ways in which you can make your beans. A lot of us, you can make akara, bean cakes. You can make moi moi. You can just boil the beans and have it with your sauce. You can have it as a wariro or your beans with agoyin sauce and all that. And you want to aim for 1 serving daily. So how can you do this? Even if you're not making akara or beans or moi moi, you can, one of the things I do is this. I have the boiled beans, which I would have put in like onions and all that. And as I'm having my salad, I would have frozen it or a little in the fridge, a little in the freezer. I'll add a little bit to my salad. So it's an extra source of, because the salad is also rich in greens, which are high in fiber, which would definitely lower cholesterol levels. So adding beans, that's another way in which I consume my beans. I'd add the beans and things like chickpeas, and I add it to my salad. So you can add to salads, you can have it as akara, you can have it as moi moi, you can have it just, just beans. But tinned and packaged varieties are convenient. They're available, especially in the shops, but I rarely buy them. If I'm going to buy them, you have to read the labels, make sure that there is nothing added to it. There is no added salt. There is no added sugar. And when I buy the one that is organic, as much as it lies in me. But what I want you to look out for is that you want to make sure that it is just basically beans. They have not added all the salt in this world. They've not added sugar to it. They've not added other chemicals to it. You want you want to heal your body. You don't want to add more. You don't want to damage your body more. So because again, like I said, sugar raises cholesterol levels. Okay? We need to understand that. Today is not about that. Let me see if there's anybody. I'll be answering questions after. Okay, so you're welcome, Mrs. Olugbo. Now, and a bonus I want to add is this. We were talking about beans. Lentils are good. And I see that a lot of people are using lentils to make moi moi, and it's very, very good. Chickpeas and peas are also in the same group as beans. So I add chickpeas and peas and beans into my salad to increase my fiber intake. So that combination will work, and I'll take that every day as part of my diet. Okay, so you can see that I've incorporated it into my diet. So now let's look at nuts, the third group, nuts. Nuts you can get easily. Oh, let me add also that peanuts are very good at lowering cholesterol levels. But I want to add this, that as much as they are good, I'm sure that peanuts are good, make sure that peanuts are not nuts. Peanuts are legumes. they belong in the same family as beans. They are not nuts. That's what I want to add. Okay, make sure that you are buying the one. Once your peanuts taste funny, throw it away. That means it may contain aflatoxin, a terrible toxin that can be on beans and corn, and which can be toxic in the body and can be cancerous. So once if you are eating your peanuts and they taste funny, please spit them out immediately. So nuts and seeds, I love them. I eat lots of nuts and seeds every day. Walnuts, almond nuts, peanuts, cashew nuts. So it's a part of my daily diet. You can see that my portfolio diet is being made up throughout the day. So how they work, nuts provide unsaturated fats. Your body needs fats, but you want the fats that are not too high in saturated. You want fats that are not too always saturated because it's been vilified. But it doesn't mean that all saturated fat is bad. They are rich in plant sterols and other compounds that are powerful in lowering bad LDL. So nuts and seeds are very, very powerful, especially because they contain plant sterols. You know, these plant sterols, they help to reduce cholesterol because they are behaving, you know, cholesterol is cholesterol, and these are sterols, so they can, you know, remove cholesterol from their receptors and they replace them. Okay, so they exit them out of the body. So eat them instead of foods that are high in trans fats and saturated fats. Okay, they are very powerful at lowering bad LDL. Now, trans fats are things like margarine. Margarine, as a trans fat, is one of the worst fats you can consume for heart health and for your cholesterol levels. The things that they write, I can't believe it's not butter. It's a trans fat. It's not good for the heart. Neither is it good for your cholesterol levels. So if you want to eat butter, eat butter. Just don't overdo it. Okay? How do you consume? Have a small handful every day. Examples are walnuts. I like walnuts. Walnuts are even good at even lowering your blood pressure. Almonds, very, very good. Pistachios, hazelnuts, and different nuts are available. You can mix them and have a handful every day. Make sure that you're consuming some nuts and seeds every day. Seeds like sesame seeds and pumpkin seeds and all that. So I want to say this. There are different types of nuts out there. In the days when I was ignorant, I loved cashew nuts. And I used to buy honey roasted cashew nuts, salted cashew nuts, sugar coated, any type of cashew nut. It was raising my cholesterol levels. So you are trying to eat nuts to be healthy, but because it has been processed in a wrong way, it's actually damaging and not doing any good for the body. For the best results for nuts, they are best eaten raw. Most of the nuts I eat are raw. The only ones that are not raw are the roasted ones, like roasted peanuts and roasted pistachios. I've never seen pistachios that are not roasted, but I'll choose pistachios that are roasted but unsalted. And I'll choose peanuts that are roasted and unsalted. I will never buy salted peanuts or honey roasted and all that. So you must buy the unsalted version. The only ones unsalted, the ones without honey or sugar, because by the time they add all these things, it has actually destroyed the good that it's going to do in your body. It's just going to do more bad in your body. So nuts and seeds we all love to snack. Nuts and seeds are a healthier option to crisps. Crisps are potato chips, and you don't know what all they fried it with. They've added all things to it. And regular potatoes are not as healthy as sweet potatoes. It's a good option to biscuits. Biscuits are made from trans fats and other things, flour, everything that will raise your cholesterol levels. So if you're a lover of biscuits and your cholesterol levels are high, you are most likely not going to win that battle. You're going to end up taking medication for it. So it's a price you have to pay. Confectionery, yes, treat yourself to some confectionery once in a while, but don't make it a habit, because those things are going to raise your cholesterol levels. You can't run away. And those are things that were raising my cholesterol levels years ago. But when I knew the truth, I set myself free. Okay, so if your cholesterol levels are high and you don't want to be on medication and you want your heart to be healthy, because when it comes to heart health, cholesterol, the bad cholesterol plays a role. That's not the only thing that plays a role in heart health, but it plays a big role. So if you want your cholesterol levels to be healthy, you have to take these things out. But today I'm talking about foods that you want to add, that will lower your cholesterol levels. Okay? Let's talk about garden egg and aubergines. I know that garden eggs are very common in Igbo land. Garden eggs and aubergine. Garden egg and aubergines, they're in the same family. They're also called, what do they call them again? I forgot another name for aubergine. But this is a picture of aubergine, and garden eggs are smaller versions of this, but are usually green or white. Okay? Now, these ones are very high in fiber. Very high in fiber. And one of the things that lowers high cholesterol, bad cholesterol, is foods that are high in fiber. That's why beans, not only, beans are also high in fiber. So they contain fiber and some viscous compounds that will form a gel and bind around the cholesterol and get out of your system. Aubergines are rich in soluble fiber. I've mentioned soluble fibers at form a matrix, specifically one called pectin. And this pectin is also found in apples. So apples are also a good fruit, for cholesterol levels, but you cannot compare how it's going to lower it compared to aubergines or garden eggs. Okay? So during digestion, soluble fiber in these foods absorbs water in your gut to form a gel-like substance. Okay, and this gel-like substance is going to sort of escort the bad cholesterol out of your body. And the peel of dark purple aubergines contains an antioxidant called anthocyanin. A group of antioxidants called anthocyanins, and this particular one is called nasonin. So, and it also contains what you call phenolic compounds such as chlorogenic. This particular food is very high in nutrients, so you can make it a very an additional thing to your diet. It's not only going to be good for your, it's also it's not only good for your cholesterol. It's good at lowering your. It contains something in it that is good at lowering your blood pressure and lowering your sugar levels, because also it's also high in fiber. Okay, so they prevent oxidation of LDL. That's another way in which it works. Now, LDL, not all LDL is bad. LDL is bad, but not all. It is when LDL is oxidized that it becomes harmful and causes damage in your heart and blood vessels. So we must do everything to prevent this from happening, everything to reduce this LDL, everything to prevent the ones that are there from becoming oxidized. And this food contains things that prevent oxidation of LDL into the bad version that harms your heart and your blood vessels. So I'd encourage you to eat a lot of aubergines and garden eggs. I know that they do make garden eggs sauce. Yeah, I'm going to talk about frying. Since it's not, since you're not frying every day, I would not encourage you to eat akara every day. I wouldn't encourage you to eat akara every day. Once in a while is still fine. Okay, once in a while is still fine. Aubergine is known as eggplants. Yes, thank you for that. Eggplants. Okay, how do you use them? Your eggplants you can grill, roast, bake, and make a swallow. I know why I love aubergine. I prefer to make it a swallow. And it tastes exactly like amala. It looks exactly like amala, but you have to add xylem husk into it. And then it is low in calories and it is high in nutrients. The nutrients in it compared to just regular yam flour is much more. Any food that is colored like that are higher in phytonutrients and antioxidants. And those are things that actually protect the body more from a lot of damage. So I will choose aubergine over to make it into swallow over regular yam flour. I will choose it. So you can grill it, you can roast, you can bake it. And I also want to add that we need to be careful when it comes to grilling, roasting, and baking. Make sure that you added enough of some spices on it to prevent what you call the production of what you call AGEs, anti-glycation agents that actually make diabetes worse. So we need to reduce frying. You need to reduce grilling, roasting, and baking, but make sure when they are doing these things that you have used enough of spices, so you're not going to be eating baked things all the time. You're not going to be eating grilled things all the time, okay? So have it as swallow, which is what I do. And I know that they use garden egg and they make sauce with it. And you can just eat garden eggs raw. You cannot eat aubergine raw, okay? But you can make into swallow and the things I've explained. So let's go to the psyllium husk. I'm sure a lot of us are aware of psyllium husk. I have it in my kitchen and I use it. It's very good at lowering cholesterol levels, very, very good. How does it work? It's also rich and concentrated in that soluble fiber. You can see soluble fiber coming up again. Like the beta-glucan in oats, it binds bile acids in the gut. And this is beneficial because it causes the body to use circulating cholesterol to make more bile. And therefore, it also increases how cholesterol is exited out of the body. So it works in about 3 different ways. So you can add it into different things. And so when you're making your swallow with aubergine, you need to add a little bit of psyllium husk into it. So can you imagine the fiber content in psyllium husk plus the fiber content in aubergine? In combination of that, imagine how powerful and impactful it would be in lowering your cholesterol levels. How to consume? Start with 1 teaspoonful daily, then gradually increase. So you can add it to a drink. You can build up to 5-10 grams a day. Mix thoroughly into water, into your oats, into your yogurt or smoothie or drink. Make sure when you are taking psyllium husk, because it swells, you must drink enough water. Please drink enough water when you're using psyllium husk. Add to foods like aubergine. You can add it when if you want to make cabbage swallow, add it to it. It will now come out like fufu. So you need it when you want to make some swallows like aubergine swallow and cabbage swallow. Okay, so don't take at the same time. So listen to this. Because of the high fiber content and all that, don't take it at the same time as your medication. So it doesn't affect the absorption of medication. It doesn't affect the effectiveness of your medication. So when we just had a swallow made with psyllium husk, don't take your tablets immediately, please, so that the tablets can be very effective. Let's talk about extra virgin olive oil. I've written so much about extra virgin olive oil. It's powerful. Now, there's olive oil and there's olive oil. Please, let's get this clear. I'm talking about extra virgin olive oil, EVOO. I'm not talking about, which is this popular one? No. I'm talking about real olive oil. Like I said, there's olive oil and there's olive oil. And the focus is on extra virgin olive oil. It must be extra virgin for it to be effective. It must be, when you are buying your olive oil, if it's not in a colored bottle or container, it's lost most of its usefulness. It's lost most of its activity. It's lost most of it's no more stable. So always buy the one that says extra virgin olive oil. Always buy the one that is, bottles are always better than plastic. And make sure that it's a green bottle or a brown bottle. If it's in a clear bottle, I'd say don't buy it. And then it must have an expiry date, a day it was made and an expiry date. It must also have what you call a PDO certification. And it must come from only one country. It must also come from, made in, combined from Spain, Italy. No, a good olive oil must come from only one country. So I've taught you how to buy the right extra virgin olive oil. Please don't go and buy olive oil. Buy extra virgin and look for these characteristics I spoke about. And when you buy it, keep it in a dark place. So my own olive oil is in a dark bottle. It's in a bottle. That bottle is extra virgin. It has a PDO certification. It tells me when it was made. It tells me the expiry date. And I put it in a bag and hide it in a dark place. So I just take that every now and then when I want to have a spoonful before I sleep. Yes, cold pressed. It must be cold pressed. Thank you for adding that. It must be cold pressed. Any oil should really be cold pressed. So how does it work? It doesn't flush out cholesterol directly like the others, but it is rich in what you call oleic acid, and it's lower in saturated fat. So if you are using it in place of saturated fats, you are replacing the saturated fats that are raising your bad cholesterol. And it has, it contains oleocanthal that is also very good for your heart. I've written about this and I've shown about this. So they partly help your liver to clear those LDL particles from your bloodstream. And it's rich in what you call polyphenols. And polyphenols are powerful antioxidants, that reduce oxidation of LDL. We are saying we don't want oxidation LDL to be oxidized. Taking the right olive oil will prevent the LDL that may be high in your body from being oxidized, which once it's oxidized, it now goes to damage your arteries and forms plaque and all that. It is oxidized LDL that is more likely to contribute to plaque formation in your arteries. So this is how it works. You want to use it to replace. It is cold pressed. It is lower in saturated fats. All right, and to help your liver clear it out of cholesterol out of your bloodstream. It protects the LDL in your body from being oxidized, so that it doesn't cause the harm that it causes. So extra virgin olive oil is very, very good. It's also good for heart health. Like I said, high cholesterol is just one bit of the things that cause heart problems. It's just one of the things. It's not the whole thing. How to consume? Use olive oil to cook, though it's not good for high heat. It's not. When you are cooking with oils, when you are frying with oils, there must be oils that have what you call a high smoking point. That means a oil that when you heat it up, it doesn't break down. Okay, sunflower oil, when you heat it up, it has a low, it will break down. And when it breaks down, it produces what you call free radicals that enter your body. When you eat from those things, they enter into your body and they damage your cells. They age your cells. So as much as possible, oils that have high smoking point that are safer to cook with are oils like coconut oil, sesame seed oil, avocado oil, and even coconut oil. They have high smoking values, okay? So, because at the end of the day, you're not only thinking about, you're thinking about the free radicals that they create, and then they end up oxidizing your bad cholesterol. So you have to be very careful how you use them. So you can dress your vegetables, use it as a salad dressing, or you can make your own salad dressing using some olive oil. When I was running my health and wellness business in Nigeria, we used to create our own salads and salad dressings, and olive oil was one of the things that we use. So a useful target is 1 to 2 tablespoons a day. You can drink it. I drink 1 or 2 tablespoons at night before I sleep. So while staying mindful of the total calories, I take a tablespoon every night. Okay, so it can do its work overnight. Okay, let's talk about oily fish. You can see that I'm choosing foods that you can get easily. There's fish and there's fish. The fish that have the highest health benefits are oily fish. Oily fish like mackerel, known as Titus. And incidentally, I found that Titus has become very expensive in Nigeria and even in the abroad where we are. Titus is more expensive. Titus has a lot. It is oily fish. It's very heart healthy, and it helps to lower your cholesterol levels. Salmon is another one. Sardines are very heart healthy because they are rich in omega-3. So I love oily fish, and I mix it with mackerel. I add it into my salads. I steam it. I prefer to steam it instead of frying. I don't fry. I don't fry my meat or my chicken or anything. I don't. And when I fry it once in a while, maybe I fry it fried eggs maybe once in a week. I might not even have it in 2 weeks. So reducing the amount of frying I'm doing. Now, please don't think that eggs will raise your cholesterol levels. Okay, though that's not the topic for today. So you can add. You can mix stew with it. You can make a foriro with it. You can do different things. You know what to do with oily fish, okay? And if you are buying salmon, I tend to encourage people to buy salmon that is in packets that they wrote wild Alaskan salmon on it, because salmon that is farmed are usually high in mercury. Fish as a whole, we need to be careful about their mercury content. And if you're not somebody that detoxifies, it's going to be difficult for you to get rid of mercury from your body. It takes a while to get rid of mercury from your body. So that's why. And if you're not taking juices or smoothies that contain things like coriander and parsley, it may be difficult to get rid of this mercury. Or if you're not taking sea algae like spirulina and chlorella, chlorella, it's difficult to get rid of them. And one other way you can get rid of extra mercury is to go for a sauna and sweat it out. But mercury is very difficult to release from the body. Okay? How does it work? Oily fish is especially effective for lowering triglycerides. Triglycerides is a form of fat. It is actually one of the most dangerous fats that cause heart problem. And oily fish is high in omega-3 that supports heart health. Okay, it lowers your triglycerides. So next time you get your cholesterol results, look at your triglyceride levels. Don't just look at LDL, HDL. Look at your triglyceride levels, okay? And when they give you your cholesterol results, ask for ratios. Don't let them tell you, oh, your LDL is too high, and start putting. No, you'll need to understand the readings, but that's not the topic for today. So it lowers LDL, and it helps you can use it to replace fatty red meats. Eat more of it instead of red meat. Like I said, animal protein raises cholesterol level. So the more you eat, I know that as Africans, we love meat. And a lot of us, we want to shower our husbands with a lot of meat because we love them, but not knowing that it's not healthy for them. Neither is it healthy for us if you're a woman too. So we need to be careful, especially if you're in the menopause. And when you're menopausal, your cholesterol levels are higher. You are more predisposed to heart disease when you're menopausal. You are more disposed to some specific cancers when you're menopausal. So that's why in the menopause, we need to be very, very careful. Okay? So how to consume? Eat 2 portions of fish per week. That is recommended, including 1 portion of oily fish such as salmon and sardines, mackerel, herring, or trout. I love sardines. And there was time I've done this only once. I did a sardine fast for a weekend. Throughout the weekend, I only had sardines. So I bought frozen sardines, added very little, just added some herbs and all that, and boiled it. And I also bought tinned ones. I made sure that the tinned sardine that I bought was sardine in olive oil. Sardine in tomato sauce is not healthy. If it's in sunflower oil, it's not healthy. So you want to, as much as possible, buy one that is in olive oil. Okay? If you cannot get those ones, then if you buy the ones that are in sunflower oil and all that, rinse it very well before you consume. Okay, so the healthiest tinned sardines are the ones in olive oil. I even tend to look for the ones that are in extra virgin olive oil. The ones in extra virgin olive oil are even more expensive. But if you cannot get those ones, if you are buying the other ones, make sure that you rinse it well to get, though much of the oil would have gone into the sardine. But, well, sometimes there's nothing much you can do about that. So 1 portion is roughly 140 grams when cooked. You can choose grilled, baked, poached, or tinned. But anybody who is diabetic, flee from grilled foods, flee from fried foods, because they are the ones that cause the complications of diabetes. So we need to limit frying or battered or deep frying as much as possible. So when I want my own salmon, I have it with my salads. So what I do is I season it, I boil it, and I add mushrooms. I boil it and put onions and tomatoes, and then I store it. I just take a portion every time to have my salad. I do the same with mackerel too. So I avoid frying as much as possible, because frying has a way of oxidizing the already bad LDL. Okay, so buy the right ones that are not high in mercury. So please ignore that high in mercury. We want to put fish that are low in mercury. So if your cholesterol level is significantly raised, and you have diabetes, kidney disease, or cardiovascular disease, or a strong family history of early heart disease, food changes are valuable. Okay, your diet will play a key role. And like I said before, high cholesterol levels is not the only factor in heart health, but it plays a big role in heart health. There are 6 to 7 other pillars that are required to lower your cholesterol and improve your heart health. You can't afford to ignore it, but diet is just one pillar to lower your numbers. Okay, all pillars must work together for you to get sustainable results that will keep you off being put on medications that you have to be on for life, medications that will give you problems. Don't forget that I've been in pharmacy. I've given us so much of this, especially statins. Statins can damage your muscles. they can give you memory loss. Okay? If you're already on statins and you have muscle pain, please speak to your doctor about it. It's very, very important because there's some damage going on there. If there's memory loss, speak to your doctor. Also, if you're on statins, I encourage you to buy coenzyme Q10 if you are 40 and below, or if you are 40 and above, you must buy ubiquinol because when you're on statins, it depletes it, and that is needed for the mitochondria and your energy, your cell energy. Okay, very, very important. So we have come to the question and answer time. So that is it. Yes, it's very expensive. Please mention the better oils. Olive oil, I mentioned olive oil, avocado oil, sesame seed oil is also another good one. But I'd say flee from soya oil. Do not use soya oil. Do not use rapeseed oil. Do not use canola oil. They are terrible oils. They are very, very bad. And yes, butter is a good one. Palm oil, though it's saturated, is healthy. But one thing I have to say is that if you're using coconut oil or palm oil, just a little. This one that will cook stew and the oil will be floating, it's not good for the heart. It's not good for the body. Okay? So we need to be careful. So, yes, what is satin? What's satin? Did I mention satin? Yeah, Spain. Okay, so do we have any questions as we've come to the end? I've dealt with the 7 foods that are easy. I also add that okra is another excellent food for lowering cholesterol. So imagine you made aubergine, added okra to it, and added mackerel fish stew to it. That is a triple whammy. It will do great things for your cholesterol levels. And like I said, it's a combination of all these foods together that will give you the things, and it's a consistent use of them that will do the work. These are evidence-based. But I also said that diet alone is not going to give you the sustainable result. There are some other areas that need to be dealt with for your cholesterol levels to go down and for your heart to be healthy. Heart health. It's very, very important. So let me look at the questions. Oh, statins, yes. Those statins are some medications that they use, that we dispense to lower cholesterol levels. They lower, because most of your cholesterol is produced by your liver. That's why it's a scam to say you're buying all this food, they say cholesterol free. It's a lie, it's a scam. Fat free, they are all a scam. Because cholesterol, it's your body that produces most of your cholesterol from your liver. The one from the diet is small compared, but the good thing is that you can use your diet to lower the high cholesterol in your body. So most of your cholesterol is coming from your liver. Not too much is coming from your diet. But you can use a good diet to lower your cholesterol levels. I hope you understand that. So what they do is statins actually lower how one of the reasons why I don't air fry. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it. One of the reasons why I don't air fry is because I don't like the material they use to they put in air fryers, Teflon. I don't like Teflon. I flee from Teflon. Because when you heat up Teflon in non-stick pots, Teflon in air fryer, because they once they are hot, they unleash carcinogenic material. So I do not expose myself to them. So I don't use air fryer. Neither do I use microwave, and I do not use I don't use them because, and I don't use non-stick pots. But there are some non-stick pots that are not made from Teflon. So there's some they'll be more expensive. They're not made from Teflon. So yeah, when you use them, they don't expose you, they don't predispose you to carcinogens. Carcinogens are compounds that can cause cancer. So Teflon, which are also known as PFOA, once they are heated up, they unleash these chemicals. So imagine yourself cooking with non-stick pots day in, day out, and you now wonder that why is there so much cancer going on in the world? Those are some of the reasons. So I don't use an air fryer. If I can get an air fryer that is made from material that is not Teflon, I might use it. But the thing is, anything that you are cooking that has very little moisture in it is most likely going to create what you call AGEs, advanced glycation end products that age your body, that damage your cells, and cause complications of diabetes. So, and I know that Africans will love frying. So once in a while, but not an everyday fry every day. If you're going to use an air fryer, let it not be an everyday thing. That's what I'd say if you can't avoid it. So you just joined now. Think about it. You just joined now. You want me to run through the foods again? Okay, I will do that now. Let me shift so that I don't miss anything out. I'll do a quick run through. So the first one I mentioned is oats and barley. You know, barley grass is very, very good. Barley is a cereal. It's a very, very healthy cereal. I don't know if it's available in Nigeria or Africa, but oats are very, very available. Can you see the picture of these oats here? You can see how big it is. These are giant oats. They're one of the best. Okay, so oats and barley. The next one I talked about was beans. White beans, black-eyed beans, and I did not mention baked beans. So baked beans will not do the job. They'll actually, do more damage. What do you use statins with for to be relative? Statins are used for lowering cholesterol. They are given to lower cholesterol, but I don't like them. To be honest, as a pharmacist and knowing the side effects, I don't like them. I encourage people as much as possible to do the best they can, all that lies within them, to lower their numbers naturally without statins. And that's because I know that statins are political. Because the pharmaceutical industry sells it. They are in cahoots with the doctors. So any slightest opportunity, they'll put you on statins. They'll put you on statins and they are making their money, but statins are not that fantastic. Like any drug, they have their side effects. And I do not like statins because of the impact on your brain cells, the impact on your muscles. They can be very damaging to your muscles. That's why I do not like them. And I always believe that if we can use food as medicine, but our problem is that we're not consistent. If you don't make the lifestyle, you're not going to get the result that you want. So you might as well just go on the drugs. But if you're ready to pay the price, then you can win the battle. Our bodies were created by God to heal. Oh, so barley is sold in Nigeria. That's good. It's just the material, the Teflon. You know that black material that you place the food on? Teflon always unleashes. Would you consider quinoa and bulgur are very healthy? I love quinoa. Quinoa is also high in protein. So quinoa and bulgur are very, very healthy. When it comes to comparing bulgur and rice, especially at suggest if you already have, like I said, okay, let me say this, sugar, a high consumption of sugar is converted, it inflames your body. It's when you have too much sugar in your body, it's converted to fat. Also, it oxidizes your bad cholesterol, making it, bad for your heart. So, white rice, the regular one, long grain rice, its continuous consumption is going to raise your sugar levels and it's going to raise your cholesterol levels. Like I said, my cholesterol levels were high then because I was consuming too much sugar. I was eating rice every day. I was eating a lot of sugar. I was eating a lot of creamy cakes and all that. And my cholesterol levels were high. So, but bulgur wheat, when you compare the fiber content, is very high compared to rice. And if you're going to eat rice, somebody with cholesterol levels, if you want to eat healthy, because what we sow today is what we will reap in the future. That's why I keep saying to people, it's a law. It's a law. What you sow in your body today, you meet it in the future. You may not see the effects immediately. So if you keep consuming white rice in place of brown rice or fada rice or abakaliki rice, then you are exposing, your blood sugar levels will high till be continuously high. If you're eating it 3 times a day, if you're eating it every day, it's not a good idea. Not a good idea. So I'd say if you're somebody who loves rice, then either it is as brown rice or fada, if you're going to eat the regular long grain rice once in a while, not an everyday thing. But bulgur has higher fiber than even brown rice or than ofada. So bulgur, even as far as I'm concerned, is a very good replacement for rice. It's very healthy. And quinoa is amazing. Especially, we have the triple color one. Quinoa is a very good meal to eat. Millet is also very good. Oh, I was listening to food. Beans. I've mentioned oats, beans, nuts and seeds, garden egg and aubergines. Okay. I didn't put okra as part of the program, as part of this, but okra is very, very good. Psyllium husk is the next one. You can have it whole, or it can be ground. You can add to drinks. I've mentioned that. Then extra virgin olive oil. Okay. Oily fish. Salmon, Titus, sardine, mackerel, all those ones. So those are the 7. Okay. So those are the 7. Fonio is actually also very good. Fonio, you can get it from the north. It's actually I used to sell it when we were in Nigeria. You can make it into stir fry. You can make it into swallow. Fonio is a good cereal. Not of original I don't know what krill oil is, but palm oil can you see the color palm oil? It shows that it's rich in what you call antioxidants and phytonutrients. So, but you want to limit the quantity you use. Okay, because it's loaded with saturated fats. Fonio is acha, yes. You will know now. You will know. It's very versatile and healthy. You're right about that. We used to make it for clients. We used to make it as stir fry, and we used to make it like oats for them because it's high in fiber. So we used to meet oats and even fonio together. So you can even, yes, it's acha. I even have it in my kitchen. Yes. Yeah. But you can buy it on Amazon, Gloria. You can buy it on Amazon. I buy mine from Amazon. You just look for fonio on Amazon. It is there. I buy organic fonio from Amazon, so you can do that. Oh, groundnut oil. Okay. Like I said, groundnuts are healthy, but like I said, everything oil should be in moderation. Is it kuli oil? Quili, is that what you mean? Plantain flour is good for swallow, yes, especially when it's green, it's unripe, it's high in fiber. It is. Psyllium husk is a fiber that you can buy in containers, in packets, and you can add it to it's almost like when you're adding chia seeds to your food. Okay, so that psyllium husk is a fiber that's created, that's produced, that you can add to swallows and just to other things to thicken your food. But it's actually healthy because it's high in fiber. And from what I shared on here, I've shown you there's a picture of psyllium husk. This is psyllium husk. This is how it looks like. So you can use it like this, or you can grind it. But when you want to make, you have tons of it. Okay, that's good. Yes, we used to sell it, but it's making sure that you get the very clean ones. That is the thing. Cold pressed is good. Any oil you buy is always better that it's cold pressed. Always better that it's cold pressed. Okay. So are there any other questions as I shut down the slides? So any other questions? Like I said, it's consistency that is very, 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 very important. Consistency is very, very, very important. Okay. I guess we've come to the end. I'll think about the recording out. By the time I wake up tomorrow, we'll see how it is. Yes. What is extensive? I don't understand that question. Can you explain the question, please? What is extensive? Items. What did I say items? Hey, I can't remember. How did I mention it? Oh, it's another ezetrol. Okay, it's another cholesterol one. It's another cholesterol tablet. The brand is called ezetrol. It's another cholesterol tablet. Yeah. To be honest, even as a pharmacist, I don't like all these tablets because I know their side effects. That's why I do a lot of work in helping people reverse naturally. Because as a pharmacist, I know that the side effects are just too much. And sometimes, to be honest, a lot of things are very about profit and political. Simple. People, the doctors just want to put you on medication for. I can understand somebody who is menopausal, and because menopause has raised the cholesterol level or has heart issues, I want to put them on statins. But if that person is ready to pay the price, of lowering their cholesterol and eating heart healthy diets and changing their lifestyle using the pillars, then okay. So yes, that is another cholesterol drug. There are quite a number of them, but the worst of them is statins. They're terrible because they also affect your memory. So, but there are supplements that you can take to lower your cholesterol, but you've got to follow all the pillars together because it is diet and lifestyle that reverses things. Diet usually has a high percentage, but the others too cannot be ignored. You can't be eating a very good diet and ignoring the other root causes and expect to get sustainable results. Yeah. Which one is now? Oh, now perch. Okay. Please, later in the group, when I open up the group, can you post a picture of the Nile perch? Yes. Please show a picture of the Nile perch. Me, I'm just so used to, I just love mackerel and salmon and sardines. And please, eggs are not evil. Eggs are not evil. Everything, moderation. Eggs are not evil. Okay. And the way God created eggs, they say cholesterol in eggs. Like I said, it's not the cholesterol in the food that is a problem. It's the cholesterol that your liver is producing about 75% of your cholesterol. And the way God created eggs, the things have to break down the cholesterol are inside the eggs itself. So yes, it has cholesterol, but the things that will break it down in your body is already in the egg itself. I've read far and wide on this thing. So yeah, there are a lot of myths about cholesterol, and it's just very, very, very annoying at times and very misleading. Okay. Please don't forget to post the now. So tomorrow, by God's grace, I will be I'll be opening the group for questions. And please, the questions should only be based on heart health and cholesterol. Heart health and cholesterol, because people will ask me questions that are totally unrelated. I will not answer those ones. Only heart health and cholesterol. And can I ask everybody on this call, please subscribe to my channel. I've begged you, please subscribe to my channel and visit my channel. I've got loads of good material there that will transform your health. God bless you too. The Mafia boss, are you female? Yes, female. What's your real name? Yes. So everybody online, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. So tomorrow morning, by God's grace, I will be opening up the group for questions and answers. For questions, and I'll be answering all the questions. Like I said, please let it be related to cholesterol and heart health. That's what I'm dealing with, heart health and cholesterol. Please, not fibroids and not PCOS. Okay, thank you, Matilda. Not PCOS. I'm begging you, please. Because I always have this a lot of time when I'm doing different things, you know. People start asking questions, want me to solve all the problems that are not related to the topic. So please, let's do that. Okay. It's your son's account. All right, thank you. All right, thank you very, very much. So we'll meet in the group chat tomorrow. Okay, if anybody wants to register for the program, I'll post the link and later I'll talk about it, but not today, not tomorrow. I want us to ask our questions and get clarity about it. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for joining. The Lord bless you. So this is the link if for anybody who wants to register, but I'm not that I will let me see if I can. Okay, so yes, everybody online, please subscribe to my channel. What's the program? It's the 21-day cholesterol lowering and heart health program, where we deal with all the 7 pillars for lowering cholesterol and healing, protecting, restoring the heart health. Okay. Okay, we shall meet in the group. Thank you again, everybody who joined. It's been a pleasure having you. I'm very, very grateful. Thank you for joining, and I hope you've got value from this. Remember to subscribe to my channel. The Lord bless you. I will open up tomorrow. Please feel free once I open up tomorrow to drop your questions, and I will answer them to my best, capacity. But like I said, let's make it be related to the topic. So catch you later. Good night.